Yo, YugiFam. I hope everybody's having a great day. I myself am feeling very sick, so excuse me for my voice. If I sneeze, if I cough a little bit. I just wanted to get this deck profile to you guys because I was really excited to show you. It's an idea. It's a plant deck, believe it or not, and I just wanted to kind of make it work. It's a plant deck with like dragons, and you'll see. It's really fun. It's you could like start off with like Borload Savage Dragon and like Azathot turn one, and you could make some pretty cool plays. So I just wanted to explain, show it to you guys, and I'll show you guys some combos as well. Maybe we'll do some test hands. So let's go off with the main deck. So this is like Predator Plant Scorpio Turbo, because we're trying to bring this guy out as fast as possible. The faster we bring this card out, the faster we can like start our plays, and so that's why we played the 3 Lone Fire Blossom, because Lone Fire gets us to Scorpio. Lone Fire gets us to any plant we want pretty much. And then I played 2 Cobra. The reason I play Cobra is for a couple of reasons. First off, if we draw it, at least we have another one in the deck, so we could resolve Scorpio. Because we do want to resolve Scorpio. We want to resolve Scorpio. We want to get that Brilliant Fusion or Instant Fusion, and to get our play started. Another reason is that in the grind game, like later on, we can resolve Scorpio again to special summon the second one from the deck, and that could allow us to go into more Ling plays. So yeah, that's the reasoning behind that. For the rest of the plants, we have 1 Glow Bulb. Yeah, Glow Bulb is more of an extender. It's a target for 1/1. We could also use it to go into Borload Savage Dragon if we use this, a 3 and a 4, which we have easy access to. Plus being able to like use it and then special summon it again to Link Climb is very good as well. And then we have Spore for the last plant monster. I love Spore because Spore allows you to go into Borload Savage Dragon and Omega much easier, since you could just banish a Lone Fire Blossom or a Scorpio or a Cobra from the deck and then special summon this, and then it gets increased to level 4 and it's a tuner. So I really like these 2 effects. And then we have a Dragon Engine. So the Dragon Engine is 3 white and 1 dark. The reason we run 3 white is because we have more darks than lights. And then again, this is a level 4 for the Time Thief, just so we could rank up into Azathot. We also use it for like Omega or Borload Savage Dragon, or even like Dragster. So I like this engine a lot. They're great extenders. And then we have 2 Dark Worm and 1 Gate. The reason that we run Dark Worm is because, again, same thing. He's another extender. He's another way to get into Rusty Bardiche. So that's why he's a dark, and I like that. I like that we can like special summon him if he's in the graveyard using Dragon Shrine, and then plus by getting this. And if you guys are wondering why I even run Gate, it's simply for discard fart or for Scorpio, because if we open Dragon Shrine and Scorpio, I could just discard this, and then if we open up White Dragon, this is also like I can banish it for White Dragon, so it's really good. Another cool interaction is sometimes I open this up in my hand and then like say a Scorpio, and what I could do is I could activate its effect to bring this out from the deck. So I have 2 like scales, and I can only pendulum summon dark monsters, which Scorpio happens to be, and I'll just pendulum summon Scorpio and then normal summon something else, so I save my normal summon. So yeah, some cool interactions. So the 2 Dark Worm, 1 Gate, and then finally 1 Destrudo. Destrudo is simply again an extent. Destrudo has so much utility in this deck. I can use it to go into a 7 Dragster. I can use it to target a 3, so it becomes a level 4, so that way I can like save it and go into a Savage Dragon later on. or I can use it for an Xyz if it's a level 4 because I targeted a 3. I can just like go into an azathot play. So that's really good. That's why I have the Strudo. Free body on board. And then we have the Performage Clowns. This is mainly for Brilliant Fusion, but if I draw this, I just send this. This guy's a free special summon, which I like. They're all 4s. Yeah, just really good cards to have in the deck. Then we have the Phantom Knight stuff. So I have 2 boots and 1 ancient cloak. This is simply for Rusty, to be able to resolve Rusty. Yeah, so the reason I play 2 is because I can, in the grind game again, I can resolve Rusty again, and even if I draw this and I make Rusty, I can just special summon this. And if I special summon it, it helps me go into like a rank 3 play. It helps me like it helps me extend. It helps me go into Borreload Savage Dragon too. You'll see how I go into Borreload Savage Dragon with the 3s, which I mostly do. That's the most common thing. Obviously, I send Cloak first, and then set a Phantom Knights card with Rusty. Banish this. Search for Boots. Boots special summons itself. Just a really strong engine. So yeah, you could see there's like multiple engines, and I really enjoy this deck. And then the Garnet. It's so funny how much I draw this guy. It's like this card. It's a curse. It really is. Garnet is a curse. He's I don't know how Konami did it, but they printed him in a way. All versions of him, by the way, they printed him in a way where like you draw him so much, you know, and it just he's just attracted to the top of the deck. So you know he makes sure he's like in your opening hand. But you know, we run him. Obviously for Brilliant Fusion. Brilliant Fusion is too strong. Okay, so here is the reason that I wanted to even build or play around with this deck, and that's this card. Okay, Frozen Rose. This card has not seen its true potential yet. It's a quick play. It's a quick play spell. It came out in Sisters of the Rose. It says send 1 face-up monster you control to the graveyard. That's the cost. Apply this effect depending on the type it had on the field. Plant during the end phase of this turn. Draw 2 cards and discard a card. If it's a non-plant, we add 1 level 4 or lower plant monster from the deck to the hand. So this card is fantastic, and I really wanted to make it work somehow. So I wanted to make a deck where I can play this card. So what I like about this card though is it has a cool interaction with Scorpio. It has a really cool interaction with Scorpio. So say I normal summon Scorpio, I pitch for cost to activate the effect. If my opponent has a response, like if they have like a Veiler or an Impermanence, right? Because you're gonna see those cards. People are running Veiler these days because of the combo decks. People are running Impermanence. Obviously Impermanence is arguably the best hand trap. So what you do is you chain Frozen Rose. Frozen Rose sends us to the graveyard. So it dodges Impermanence and it dodges Veiler. So I really like that interaction. Plus, because you send a plant during the end phase, you draw 2 and you discard 1, and you still get your effect to summon Cobra, and then you still get your Brilliant Fusion. So I really like that interaction. Plus, if I have nothing else to do, I can just set it, and then if my opponent tries to like do anything to any of my monsters, I can always like go Frozen Rose and just have some plays for next turn by searching for a plant or discarding. Drawing 2 and discarding 1. So I really like this card. Yeah, man. Plus, it's another way to get into Scorpio if I don't have Scorpio. So yeah, I like that a lot. There's some really cheeky plays that you can do just to get into Scorpio. Like for example, like you could Foolish Burial like Trick Clown, and then Trick Clown can like bring itself out. Then you could be like, okay, Frozen Rose, activate. So you know, send Trick Clown, add Scorpio, or add Lone Fire Blossom. So yeah, there's some pretty cool interactions with that card. And then for the fusion cards, we have 1 instant and then 1 brilliant. Instant fusion, we have 2 targets, which I'll show you guys later on. If we open up the brilliant somehow, right? Like, cause you know you could open this up. Then with Cobra, we just search Instant Fusion. We run 3 Instant Fusion because we want to try to see Instant Fusion in our opening hand, because again, it allows us to get into Savage Dragon much easier. Or going second, we can go into Thousand Eyes Restrict and be able to take like one of our opponent's monsters. So it can either be a combo starter, or it can like act as a mind control. And then we have 2 Dragon Shrine, 1 Foolish Burial. Foolish Burial can send anything, which I love. Dragon Shrine obviously for Destrudo and Darkworm. Great starters, great extenders. Then we have 1 for 1. Then we have Upstart, and then we have the Rank Up spell. Obviously, this is the most in this deck. This is the most common play, is to go into a first turn Azathot, just to turn everything off. It's the most common play, I want to say, in the deck. Even when you open up bad, you can still go into Azathot, which I like. 1 for 1. We got Spore and Glow Up Bulb for our targets, and then Upstart Goblin is just to make it a 39 card deck. And then lastly, we have the traps. We have the Phantom Knights of Shade Brigadine, and then Fogblade. Most of the time, you're gonna set this or search for this and the Rank Up spell. But if you happen to open one of those 2, then you could just set this directly from the deck. Yeah, so Fogblade is great. It's just another interruption. And then obviously Brigadine being able to, sometimes you even use this to go into, again, Borrowed Savage Dragon. I feel like I said his name 50 times already, but speaking of Borrowed Savage Dragons, let's go into the extra deck. We have Borrowed Savage Dragon. He is one of the best extra deck monsters in this deck specifically, because he's a strong interruption. He's at 3k. He can go, he can increase his attack even more, which I like. Then we have Omega and we have Dragster. These are the 3 synchros we run. Sometimes you're able to make like a first turn Omega and then put like Dragster and Azathot, or do some other plays. So I like that. I like that you could rip 1 just to gain some knowledge from your opponent. See what they're playing. Unless you banish a Thunder Dragon monster, which sucks. Then for the we run Bamboozling. Okay, this can be honestly, I was thinking about running what's his name, Phantom Knights. I'm sorry, it's escaping my mind right now, but the rank 3 Phantom Knights card, Breaksword. There we go, Breaksword, because Breaksword seems like a really good option too to go second. You can just like summon Breaksword, try to pop something. I ran Bamboozling because it's another interruption. I don't know if many people know this, but it actually has an effect where it says if your opponent activates a monster effect, you can detach 2 and make the effect, the activated effect becomes both players draw 1 card. So like it doesn't negate the effect, but it changes the effect, which is almost like the same thing. Plus you get to draw a card. So yeah, I liked him because he's another form of interruption. And then we have the Time Thief Redoer. This guy is really good, even though we banish him like right away, and all we do is use him to rank up into Azathot. But even standalone, like say if you didn't, for some reason, if you didn't have access to like Azathot, you can always like just leave him on the field with like Brigadine under him, and then he can like, he's another form of interruption, which I like. So that's it for the XCs. Now to go into the links, we have Link Karibo. We use this when we want to force like Spore to go to the grave, so we can bring back Spore. We use this for Thousand Eyes Restrict. When we take one of our opponent's monsters, we use it for Glow Up Bulb. Then for the rank 2s, we have Phoenix. We have